Well, hello there, it's Beards and Bangers, and today I'm actually out the front of the house for the first time in a while making a video. This is the second episode on Huzzly, but it's not gone quite as I expected. Watch on to find out.
Welcome to Beards and Bangers.
So here's Husley parked up at home. There's his lovely polished roof. It's beading up nicely, that. So it's nice dragonfly. So yeah, the treatment has worked. So I was obviously talked you through what I'm doing to Husley in the video the other day. But things have not gone to plan, so I'm going to grab the camera and jump in one of my cars and head over to AJF to look at why. So I've decided to come out in Derrick. I'll leave Husley where he is. Get to AJF and find out what's going on. Right, so I'm now over at AJF. You'll notice that Austin 75, this isn't the reason I come over here, but Austin 75 is now wearing Vortex alloys, which I think look rather nice, but more of that in another video, I think. So I'm just going to wander around the back and have a little look around there. So no, I've not actually come to look at this car, even though it is still sitting here. But yeah, 194 is going to get some action actually in the next week or two. So yeah, some of you may know that I've got some bits for him, so he's going to have a little bit of a change. So why have I come round the back? Well, yeah, this is the quandary. So went to see this car the other day. It came on the Vortex alloys that I just showed you on Austin's car. So Austin and I have swapped wheels. So here are the apexes from Austin's car currently on this car. So what have we got here? We've got an MG ZT, quite obviously. We've got an MG ZT in Poseidon, so Monogram Poseidon. It's a 190, so it's a V6 aeroplane rudely going overhead while I try and make a video. I bought this car. What actually caught, so I think it was Austin sent me the advert. What actually caught our eye was the Vortex wheels. But the car, the paintwork's it's a bit dirty now. We've had a couple of rain showers. So yeah, this car is now on the fleet. So we'll take it out, we'll go and have a little look around it. I'm not going to take it too far because it has got a bit of an issue, so we'll get it in the shade so I'm not sweating me knackers off, and we'll have a little look over it and I'll talk to you in a bit more detail round the corner. Moving out, it's him or her, I haven't decided yet, out into the sun. You can really see how beautiful that paint is. So it's greeny, purpley, actually on the DVLA it's down as blue, which I suppose in certain lights it is a blue colour. So it's ZT 190 SE, so it's an early facelift. It's on a 54 plate. It's got this rather nice collector's edition badge on the back. Obviously I'm not going to talk you through a ZT 190 in great detail because I've done that many times before. You can look back at some of my other videos. So it is an SE. It's a car that's sort of disappeared a bit in terms of history. So there's very little history with it. I haven't got the folder with me, but it's very scant history. We believe that the car was saved from the scrap. How anyone would scrap a car like this, I don't know, because the paintwork, okay, there's a couple of little dinks and dents here, but I've seen a lot worse, believe me. But it's other than, I think there's probably three. We've got a couple of scratches here, which we'll actually probably polish out. We've got a bit of a ding here, which can be smart repaired, I'd have thought. And there's a little ding. Ooh, where is it? Round here somewhere. Can't even see. It's that small, I can't even see it. It looks really good now. It's on the apex. I just realised I've turned the wheel the wrong way because I want to show you something. The one major thing that needs doing immediately. But yeah, it does look rather good on the apex, I have to say. So what's happened with the car? If we open it up, so bear in mind this is an SE, so it's got the sunroof, it's got the the black oak dashboard, which you can probably just about make out in there. 5-button dash as well, so it's got cruise control. It's got a button for a sunblind, but there's no sunblind present. If I open the car up, excuse the seats currently folded forward because we've got an under tray to put back on, a bit of trim to put back on down there. Also got Harman Kardon set up and some floor mats as well. But yeah, someone's actually swapped the parcel shelf out at some point, so there should be a sunblind in there. While we're here, we can actually see that's the headline he's doing, so that's another headline he's doing. Obviously this one's a bit more of a challenge. We've got the volumetric alarm sensor plus the sunroof to do, so a couple of extra bits there to make a challenging video on. But yeah, the other thing you'll notice, so that's going to have to be done at some point. The other thing that we notice is it's got Alcantara seats. Now these Alcantara seats are in very good condition and they are very nice, but it should actually have black full leather electric memory seats. These have got some Alcantaras from another ZT in, so gonna have to source some of those at some point. So it's not a major rush because these are actually perfectly usable seats, but we want this to be sort of SE spec. If I jump in, have a bit of a closer look as well. So dials are all normal. It's got the optional wood rim steering wheel, which feels really nice actually. I drove the car back probably best part of 100 miles. And it feels very nice in the hand. Everything's in here. So the only thing it should have is it should have Harman Kardon speakers. So they've been taken out, but I've got those in the back to go on, and it should have a Highline stereo. It's got this Extrons unit, which is kind of fairly badly fitted at the moment, so that's going to have to be adjusted as well. This black ash is black ash is really nice. This panel actually doesn't match, so that's not the right panel, because you notice there's a difference between the cigarette lighter area and the actual panel where the buttons sit. Don't know if these work yet. Not going to try them this time of year. Don't want to get a toasted bum during August. That's not ideal. The rear blind obviously needs replacing with a correct parcel shelf at some point. Obviously Traffic Master, the button's there, but that's, that hasn't been around for years. Google Maps has surpassed that well and truly. The cruise control button activates so that light there comes on. But there's nothing comes up on the dash, and it's certainly not working. I did try it the other night and it's not working, because there's obviously something, either the cruise control BCU, which is behind the glove box, is not plugged in or not working or not there. Obviously further investigation is needed. Not a biggie, it's not something I use, but it's got it on the car, it should have it working, so we'll need to get that done. But other than that, it's internally it's pretty nice. I say headlining, which turning around, is a given with a ZT. Unless you're keeping it in a garage permanently, at some point on a 75 or a ZT you're gonna have to do the headlining. We need to try and get the right panel for the switches. We need to try and get some black leather electric memory seats at some point. We need to try and get a parcel shelf, Miss Moneypenny. We need to try and get a parcel shelf with a blind at some point. Hopefully the looms are all there, so the loom for the cruise control, loom for the parcel shelf is there. If not, I think it should be there. I mean, unless someone has just cut it, which should be criminal. That'd be a shame. The good news, we've got TOF, so TOF will talk to the cruise control, so we can sort of initialize it if we need to through that. It's obviously got an IPK screen as well, which is good. It's really nice to have a 190 where you can see the MPG. And okay, I was driving it pretty gently for reasons we'll see in a moment. But I got 42.5 on the way back, which is pretty good for a 20-year-old V6. So I'm just going to show you one more thing, and then we need to go back and talk about Huzzly. So a really common service item on 75 and ZTs is the drop links. I don't know if we can I'll try and get the camera in but just about make out, hopefully, I can see it, but maybe the camera can't. So when someone's changed the drop links, what they've obviously done is they've nicked the shock absorber. So this corner, there's no oil in the shock absorber at all. So it's got a clonk. The reason the owner of the previous owner of this car sold it is because it started developed a clonk, and I think he'd fallen out of love with the car. So yeah, so we're gonna put a new shocker on straight away, and I'm gonna get AJF to have a good look around it, just to advise on anything that needs doing. I think because it's other than a couple of that issue, and also the heat shield for the exhaust isn't bolted on at all, so that's rattling as well. So it's making a few noises when it's driving over uneven ground, and obviously it's not terribly pleasant with a shock absorber not performing at all. So we'll get that done straight away. But other than that, it really doesn't need that much doing. I probably will drop the oil out of it because that's pretty black. And it's a 130,000 mile car, so but I'm really pleased with it. I wasn't expecting to buy it. I think I probably joked that I wasn't going to buy any more cars after the Biomorphic. I failed on that, but you don't get Monogram ZT 190s come up every day, particularly in this colour. I think it's 12 made of these, something like that. I've got the exact stats at home, but they're a rare colour, particularly in the 190. It was a pretty good price, I have to be honest. I'm not going to say what, but yeah, it was a good price. I really couldn't say no. But it's meant that in the days since we've gone and got this, I've had to do some serious thinking, and that revolves around what else do I keep. Obviously, as you know, I'm selling the 260 Diana, the ZTT. The van, Penny, another car that people think, oh, can't believe you're selling that, and the Mini's going to be up for sale fairly shortly as well. So I'm going to have to. This car cannot live in my street. It really cannot live in my street. It's got to live in the unit. We're limited with space. Obviously, the unit is 50% Austin's as well, and he's currently not got a car in there. So kind of hasn't got a car in there. But so I've got to be fair to him as well. But this car's got us down to cover, so I've got to make space. So it's meant I've had to come to a really difficult conclusion. So I'm going to whiz back to my home and tell you what my conclusion is. So the next part of this video it's something I've been debating all week in my head, and sort of I've got advice for a few people, Austin, Dan Hooper being sort of notable people I've spoken to. I've had to make a tough decision. I don't need two MG ZT 190s, and as we've seen, the Poseidon Mark II is in pretty good condition. It doesn't really need anything. It needs some cosmetic tweaks, as we've seen. So there is a project there, but it doesn't need body work. It doesn't need respray. It hasn't got lacquer peel. Anything I do to it is just to make it back into an SE spec Mark II 190. So I've got to decide what to do, and I've decided that I'm going to part ways with Huzzly. It's probably 2 years ago, almost exactly, that Huzzly was parked outside this house where he is now, and I was doing some early videos on him. I think one of my very early videos was when I just bought this car, and I was taking him for a test drive. He was an absolute state. If you look back at that first video, I'll put a link up in the top there. So yeah, it's a car that I think I've said to many people, I'm never selling this car, but I don't need two, and I don't see the sense in sort of spending a lot of time and effort in doing stuff to this one, which I'm not going to really enjoy. I don't need two ZT 190s. I love my ZTs. I love my ZTs. Yeah, it's tough, but I'm going to sell him. So I'm not going to do a sales pitch because you can see what he's like. There's enough content on him. Enough of you have seen him. I'll put him up for $3,000 and see where we get. But I'm not gonna give him away. That's for sure. But yeah, if anyone is interested, I don't want to kind of put him on the market and have all the Facebook marketplace shenanigans that you get. So I'll offer him to you guys. If you want to, know more, get in touch through the Facebook group, through Instagram, however you want to get in touch with me. But I'll offer him to a select few people, because what I'd really like is for him to stay sort of in the community. If he goes to someone I know that's you know, that would be the ultimate. I know that's a big ask, but it'd be really nice to sort of just see him sort of develop and see him regularly at shows and meets and what have you. So yeah, get him on the market at £3,000. He probably won't be on the Apex because they're going to go on the Poseidon, but he'll go on some decent straights, which is actually the correct wheels for the car. Mark 1 ZT 190 should be on 16 spoke straight wheels, so they'll be on him. But yeah, everything else that I've done will be included. It's going to make someone a really nice car because he's, you know, he drives well. He looks nice. People always admire the colour. The royal blue ZT is it's a rare sight. He's obviously got the optional chrome trim down the side, so it's a little bit different. But he's going to make someone a nice car. So if you want to know more, get in touch. Quite heavy-hearted making this video, but if you want to see where Husley ends up going, please hit subscribe. If you want to see what I'm going to do to the ZT 190 Poseidon, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment down below, share it with your friends. Share it with your friends, especially if you know they're interested in a ZT 190. And I'll see you again soon on the next episode of Beards and Bangers. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it'll be something, hopefully. And I'll see you again very soon on the next episode. Goodbye.